Ladies and gentlemen, fellow skeptics, meme lords, and purveyors of eternal wisdom from social media comment sections, we need to talk about something that's been making the rounds lately. The idea of restoring trust in government. Now, I don't know about you, but whenever I hear that phrase, I can't help but roll my eyes so hard they practically spin like a slot machine. Restore trust in government? Have we learned nothing over the past years? Do we actually have to go back 250 years to explain this? Yeah, I'm talking about the Founding Fathers. You know, the guys who set all this up while wearing powdered wigs and snazzy breeches. Let's dive into a little history lesson, shall we? And let's start with Thomas Jefferson. You know him. The guy who wrote the Declaration of Independence, lover of books, and owner of an impressive collection of waistcoats. Jefferson once said, "The two enemies of the people are criminals and government. So let us tie the second down with the chains of the Constitution so that it will not become the legalized version of the first." Now, this is the same guy who warned us that even under the best forms of government, those entrusted with power have, by slow operations, perverted it into tyranny. Yeah, I think he was onto something. But wait, there's more. Jefferson was even more prescient when he said, "I predict future happiness for Americans if they can prevent the government from wasting the labors of the people under the pretense of taking care of them." Being taken care of. As in public health and safety. Necessity is always the plea for every infringement of human freedom. It is the argument of tyrants. It is the creed of slaves. Thomas Paine, another founding firebrand, he joined Jefferson in his skepticism. Paine warned, "The greatest tyrannies are always perpetrated in the name of the noblest causes." Just think about it. Every time we're promised safety and security, it seems like a little more of our liberty gets shaved off. Even Ben Franklin, the guy who invented bifocals and liked to play with electricity in thunderstorms, even he echoed that sentiment when he said, "They who can give up essential liberty to obtain a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety." So, these guys knew at the outset that government is the last thing you should trust. And then John Adams, perhaps the most honest of them all, dropped this truth bomb. Fear is the foundation of most governments. But fear is a brutal passion. It renders men stupid and miserable. His words, folks, not mine. So, trust the government? When you hear politicians telling you they want to restore your trust in government, run. So, what's the takeaway here, folks? It's simple. We don't need to restore trust in government. We need to restore trust in ourselves, in our communities, and in our ability to think critically and act independently. Remember what Jefferson said about tying government down with the chains of the Constitution. Let's keep those chains nice and tight. And while we're at it, let's throw in a padlock and maybe a couple of guard dogs for good measure. The Founding Fathers were pretty clear on this. Government should be watched like a hawk, not trusted like a family pet. They didn't fight for independence so we could sit back and let a bunch of bureaucrats micromanage our lives. They wanted us to be vigilant, to question authority, and to hold those in power accountable. So, the next time someone talks about restoring trust in government, give them a history lesson and a hearty laugh. Because if there's one thing we can trust the government to do, it's to find new and creative ways to overstep its bounds. Thank you, and may your skepticism be as sharp as Jefferson's quill, as bold as Paine's pen, and as electrifying as Franklin's kite.